The Tesla Model 3 all-wheel drive is not the quickest accelerating car under 65 grand in Australia. Even the BYD C-Line 7 Performance is not the quickest. The quickest accelerating car under $65,000 is actually the MG4 X Power. We still recommend the Model 3 for its upcoming self-driving unlock, inevitable in Australia pretty soon. Nevertheless, it will not be able to out-drag the X Power in straight line speed. The MG is almost half a second quicker than the all-wheel drive Model 3, as well as the BYD C-Line 7. Even the much-touted and ridiculously expensive Volkswagen Golf R is no match for any of these EVs in terms of outright acceleration. But if your budget is under 60 grand, then the MG4 X Power is by far the quickest accelerating car under 60 grand in Australia today. Second quickest is the Haval H6 GT P-hev. But even the Haval is a jaw-dropping 1.2 seconds slower than the MG. At number 3 is the Golf GTi, which is 1.7 seconds slower than the MG. What a shame for such an iconic hot hatch and petrol-engined cars overall getting decimated by EVs and plug-in hybrids in straight-line pace. But before the EV headers start hallucinating about unwanted drag races, let's not forget that quicker acceleration also makes overtaking much easier. It improves the everyday usability of your vehicle. So don't forget, a 300 grand Porsche 911 is only as good as a $60,000 MG4 at pulling overtaking maneuvers. Links to all the 0 to 100 acceleration videos are posted in the pinned comment, but the story doesn't end here. A used MG4 X Power is available for just 35 grand in Australia already. Remember, that's Porsche-matching overtaking prowess at just 1/8 the price. That is cheaper than a Polo GTi. Sadly, all the freeloader automotive journalist-scum out there will never compare the front-wheel-driven German junk with a rear-wheel-driven X-Power in the fear of losing access to their precious test cars and car-launch-junket invitations. However, now that we have opened the used car can of worms, you can also get a used Model 3 Performance for 35 grand today. It is even quicker than the X Power by a few tenths of a second to 100 kph. If you are looking for a dinosaur-fueled option, you can get an Audi RS3 below 40 grand, albeit from 2016. It is half a second slower than the X Power in terms of acceleration and almost a second down on the Model 3 Performance. If you come across some gems while browsing the used car listings, which are quicker as well as cheaper than these three, kindly post a link in the comments. We'll be doing an update of this video after a couple of weeks to make the list more exhaustive with some surprises we found below 30 grand.